Welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we were watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And for the first time, we're having a guest for our end of the year. Who could it be? Of all of our guests, let me think. Oh, it's Nick. Welcome back, Nick.
Thanks for having me again. And who else would it have been, actually?
It would be no one.
If it wasn't me, who would it be?
We'll get my son on here at some point.
One day.
Yeah.
So it's our end of the year. It's our looking back at 2025 and looking forward at 2026. Our favorite things, our worst things, what's in store for the future. This is probably going to be a longer one since we have a whole extra body here doing our stuff. So
we'll try and rapid fire as best we can.
let's get into it. Last year I meant to do this up at the top, so I'm doing it this year, but 2025 is the year of blank. You know, we've had previous ones where it was like the year of male nudity. It was buses was one year. There just seemed to be a bus and everything. There always seems to be a theme. I know 100% what it is. Any of you guys want to take a guess?
I saw this online, but someone said this is the year of someone playing dual roles.
It's the year of the dual roles. Yeah. It is Sinners, The Monkey, Mickey 17, Alto Knights, Superman, Peacemaker, Predator Badlands, Twinless, Severance, and Frankenstein. I didn't even know that Frankenstein one until that Mia Goth plays his Frankenstein's mom at the beginning, who dies during Wait, did you guys watch Frankenstein? You watched Frankenstein? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was her.
I didn't notice.
But it's like that's crazy. Like that's a ton of them. And you know, good for it. I don't know. It's just a pattern to recognize.
You just made me think though, real quick before I forget. I saw I think it was Variety. They had a round table of actors. It was like the most recent episode, and Jacob Elordi was on there. The Rock, a bunch of people.
I watched that. Yeah.
Okay, I saw a meme going around where there's that scene where they're talking, or Michael B. Jordan's breaking down like being a twin and how hard it is, and someone is like zooming in on Adam Sandler, and it was just like he's just praying they don't bring up Jack and Jill right now, and he's praying.
Oh God,
that was really funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. Like, no, it's really easy because you can see the obvious line down the middle when we don't interact at all, except for maybe a high five. All right, well, we're gonna try to follow the same path as last year, so we're gonna start off with the biggest surprise of 2024. And this can be of anything. No specifics.
Do you have a best games, best books, or best listen?
Yes.
Okay. So, what is it again?
Biggest surprise.
Biggest surprise, got it.
Steve, you want to go first?
Sure. Now, my biggest surprise isn't necessarily the greatest movie, but it's a movie that I had a real great time with. And that is a Minecraft movie.
Oh.
I went into this movie just going, this is going to be something that we're going to hate for the podcast, and then we're going to rip apart. I know you hated it, but this movie made me laugh, and I just had a good time in it. I never played Minecraft, so I didn't care about the lore or anything like that, but, you know, I had fun.
All right. Nick, biggest surprise?
I also had Minecraft.
What is wrong with you fuckers?
It's
bad.
You know what? Maybe you just had to be with me and Steve because we were cracking up.
I mean, I guess so, but it feels like it's like Five Nights at Freddy's, where it's for a very specific audience, and you don't really need an actual good story. You just need references.
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback off what he said, like, it's not a good movie. It's not in my top. It's not even in my honorable mentions. But if we're going biggest surprise, I went into that movie probably similar to him, thinking this is going to be absolute dog shit. And in some ways it was, but almost in a fun way. So I got Minecraft on there as well.
Okay, well, I have two. I did a movie one and a TV one. For my biggest surprise of TV, it's Welcome to Derry. Did not expect that to be entertaining at all. It's like, oh, geez, here we go. Cash grab, prequel. But had a great time with it. And my biggest surprise movie is K-pop Demon Hunters. With a title like that is not really... I'm not the demographic. And
I mean, Demon Hunters, you're the demographic.
Sure.
K-pop,
I do not know. It's like, oh, that's going to be references to things I don't know in a world that I'm unfamiliar with. But nope, it was a great time.
Were we only supposed to have one? Because I had a second one, too.
Oh, that's fine. You could have a second one.
I also put Elio on here.
Oh, okay.
Just because, like, I didn't give a shit about that movie from any of the trailers or anything. And again, I'm not saying it was fantastic, but I think Elio is like really solid.
Yeah, I think that's one that we'll look back on in the future and go, wow, we didn't really dig on this one.
I think a lot of people just didn't give it a chance.
Yeah.
Exactly. I also agree with your Welcome to Derry, though.
Yeah. All right. Now, what about the biggest disappointments? I also have one movie and one TV.
I have one of each, yeah.
I just have a movie and then an honorable mention. I initially had The Smashing Machine as a big letdown because it just seemed like a real Oscar contender, but there was enough good stuff in it, and I forgot about my actual answer, which is The Materialists. This past year, I saw Past Lives. Really love Past Lives. Fantastic movie. Loved every single moment of it. So I was just like, her next movie? Awesome. I'm all in. Can't go wrong. And boy, howdy, did I just like not really care about this movie. And it also has Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal in it, who I like. And so real bummed. And I hope her next film is much better.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people. Like, I didn't see Past Lives, so I didn't have any expectations on that. But Nick?
I do have The Smashing Machine as my biggest disappointment. Like what he said, I understand. For me, I think as a fan of the sport, and I think if you really think about it, we've only really had like Warrior, for MMA at least, as far as like mainstream. And then with a director attached to it.
I think you'll have forgotten Here Comes the Boom.
Honestly, that movie's not that bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't hate that movie, but yeah, no, you're right. But I mean, yeah, like as far as like a serious, dramatic, like, and with the director behind it, the talent behind it, I had a lot of hopes for this movie, and I'm not saying it's bad. I thought it was fine, but we're doing biggest disappointment, I had very high,
especially with one of the Safdie brothers.
Yeah, and then should I do my show too?
Yeah,
my show again, also not like the worst thing ever, but I had super high expectations and hopes would be Alien Earth.
Me too. My TV one is Alien Earth as well.
It's not like I hated the thing, but damn, did I lose interest and did I not like a lot of choices they made.
Yeah, it's a shame. So yeah, that's my TV one. And then I'd say for movies, I'm going to go with Him because that was a trailer that really excited me. And, I got fooled. I thought it was Jordan Peele's next thing, at least for a couple of minutes, it fooled me. So I was really excited. But even without him directing, it seemed like this was going to be, like the next cool, weird, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I don't know. But yeah, just a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
All right. So we're now going to go the best scenes of 2025. This is going to be probably the longest one. I have a huge list. This can be movies. This can be TV. 20.
20 movies. Okay. How about you start, and then if we have it on our list, we just say, yes, that's on our list.
Cool.
We cross that off, and then that way we don't repeat anything.
Sure. Yeah.
Like that. So.
Absolutely. Sounds good. In no particular order except for my very last one.
Mine is in no particular order as well.
I'm going to say Predator Badlands. Anything. Pick a scene. It's fucking cool. There's no bad scenes in that movie.
So funny you said that.
And I'll say Begonia, the ending.
That is also on my list.
It's just, it could only be one of two things, and they went with the more fun one.
Yeah. The reveal of the truth, and then what happens at the very end. All about it.
Then I have Naked Gun. The car chase where like the balloons and the bees get into the car and then they put a new windshield on top of it and now he's trapped with the balloons and the bees. Like that's the one that sticks out the most for me. I mean, there's so many funny jokes in that, but that like visually was just such a fun scene. Together, them separating their arms, any of the morphing stuff was really good, but I think them kind of getting drawn together and then having to cut themselves apart.
I'll just jump in with that and say like mine specifically from that movie is the pill scene where they're sliding onto the floor and like touching the feet and they're trying to they figured out a cool way to try and like keep themselves from joining, and then eating all the pills off the floor was also very funny. It was just a good scene. So
and skip that one. That's the best one. I'm gonna throw out the very, very end of 28 Years Later. The scene that kind of pissed everybody off and soured the whole movie for them because it was just a bunch of fucking Power Rangers doing karate and stuff. I don't care. I think that scene is really fun and it sets up the next one. And I think those people are going to eat crow once this new movie comes out. But they'll probably already double down and hate the next one regardless. All right. Sticking with horror, Bring Her Back, Knife in Mouth.
Couldn't watch it. Could not bring myself to watch it.
Because that is the scene from that movie that you will remember, that people will talk about. There's a lot of great stuff in that movie, but my God, him pulling on his skin, biting the table, like all that stuff was just excellent. Ugly Stepsister. I'm just gonna. You know what? Did you watch it yet, Nick?
No.
You know, I'm gonna omit it because I talked about it on the episode. I don't want to.
Is there a
Yes.
Okay. There's no way for you to just generally talk about
If I
it?
say the word of what it is, you're gonna know something that's gonna happen later in the movie. But
Sorry, listeners.
it's cool.
I know what happens. Ben showed me the clip.
I'll get to it.
Predator Killer of Killers, the one shot of the Vikings going in and taking each other out. It's just a great oneer. Thunderbolts, the memories of going through everyone's trauma and reliving it and then coming together and defeating the bad guy with a hug. Don't have a lot of TV ones, but South Park, season 27, episode 1, Trump's tiny little dick. Insane that it was ever even on TV. Superman, Lois interviews Superman. I think it's one of the stronger scenes of that movie. Not any of the punching or the flying.
Not the speech.
I mean, the speech is good,
Yeah.
but I like the interview better.
Fair enough.
Fantastic Four, the black hole chase when they're trying to escape. I think just visually is really interesting.
Like when the Silver Surfer's
about to grab the baby through her stomach is all very cool.
Yeah.
Sinners, music transcends time. Duh.
That was on my list.
That's
I called it The Ancestors.
Oh, okay.
Even though some of it is in the future, but
yeah, that's probably the scene of the year.
really is.
But I have one that I think is my favorite scene of the year.
Oh, I think I know what yours is now.
Common Side Effects. Just completely full of crazy visuals, but there's one where inside the guy's mind, he's kind of vomiting himself up over and over again. And it's amazing. I'm going to skip this one because you're about to watch Yellow Jackets and I don't need to spoil anything, but that was pretty good. Severance. Mark has a conversation with himself, going in and out of the room, recording himself so his innie can talk to his outie. Very good. Invincible. The Invincible War, the fight with Conquest, Eve dying, all that.
Yeah, the fight with Conquest is on my list.
Yes. And I'm going to say Presence, the mirror scene at the very end. It really kind of just puts an exclamation point at the end of that movie. I found that a lot of people were putting that movie on their worst of the year. They're fools. It's a great movie. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not for everyone. Yeah.
And I'll say, finally, my favorite scene of the year, the ending of Weapons.
That is also on my list.
There's nothing as disgusting or funny in this entire year, and it was amazing.
Yep.
All right, you guys want to go at it?
Nick, why don't you go, since yours is short?
Yeah, mine's probably shorter. So what were you guys saying? If you already said one, don't repeat it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have something you really want to talk about.
Okay. Because I also had the Conquest Invincible fight. I also had the Silver Surfer Galactic Chase, whatever you want to call it. Okay. I had Weapons on here as well, but I had the car scene. I mean, the only
let's put that on there.
I think that's the only audible gasp the movie got out of me all year.
Mm-hmm.
For TV, I think this might be my only TV one. I know this was earlier this year, but in Cobra Kai, Johnny has a real dramatic scene where he's, talking to Kreese, and it's just really good. He's kind of unloading some trauma on him. Really good scene. I have both the grenade scene and the flamethrower scene from Ballerina.
Oh, yeah.
Both extremely memorable for me. Also for TV, I have the mushroom scene from the studio.
Oh,
That just
okay.
cracked me up.
Damn. Yeah.
That shit just was so funny to me.
Dave Franco.
Dave Franco, yeah, Dave Franco is just going nuts. I have the like very final race, just the whole final race of F1 is really good. It's one of those things where it's like I thought, all right, nah, he's gonna let him win, or no, he's gonna win, and like you can't tell until the last second how it's gonna go. Good moment of like some foreshadowing of like going on. It's very good. Um, Chainsaw Man, I think I'm the only one here that saw that, but there's just a scene where the main character is riding a character named Beam, which is like a giant shark with like fucking tarantula legs in a giant tornado. It's the most ridiculous thing. It's so fun. Um, I do have Predator Badlands on here. I think it was really funny what you said where you were just like trying to pick a singular
Yeah.
team, but it's just like I like the whole movie so much. But I just would say like his arrival on Genna in general, when he first gets there, the like him coming to the realization like everything that just happened, because like it all happened so fast for him,
Mhm.
and it's just like fuck, like what just happened? Now I'm stranded on this planet, and then from that moment all the way to like fighting off the first, trees and stuff that he
Mhm.
has to deal with, all of that, so good. Uh, there's a movie, I know neither of you saw this, but there's a movie called Baby Assassins 3 that I just finally got around to. There's a really awesome scene where both of them are using everybody, like all of their enemies, as human shields in the best way I think I've ever seen as far as choreography goes. It's so fun. Uh, that whole sequence is great.
What
And
are those movies streaming? I'm.
2 and 3 are on Prime.
Mm-hmm.
1 is probably streaming for free on like Tubi or
Okay.
some shit. I don't know. I think that's it.
Okay.
Because you touched on some of the other ones for me. So yeah, I think that's it for me.
Steve.
All right. So this one is more. I mean, I'm sure I've forgotten other scenes and everything, but this one's more of a shot than a scene, but I'm still going to count it. It's Superman coming out of the building with the
Yeah.
John Williams score. Like, I think it's the only moment in this year that like gave me chills, where I was like, "Holy shit,
Yeah.
that's fucking Superman right
Mhm.
there." For TV, I have the black spot attack sequence when the whole building's on fire, and Pennywise is in there and he's eating people,
Yeah.
and there you're seeing what's his face is seeing ghosts, and it's just like this really horrific scene, and where I think the show like really like turned it up to 11,
Mhm.
and just Pennywise coming out and cutting a dude's head in half, and then eating his head in front of his quote unquote daughter or whatever.
Yeah.
Just really great horrific stuff.
I'd like to put the pickle scene in the grocery store as a great
Yeah.
scene, just because of all the scary stuff that happened in that show. That one freaked me out the most.
We have also for TV the history of the wheel. Pretty much all of episode 4.
Mhm.
You see the like all this lore, all this backstory told in a very fun, interesting way, and you see how the Dark One came into the world. Really awesome episode. Bring that show back. For the Naked Gun, I have him eating the burritos that gave him diarrhea. Like that
Yeah.
movie was funny, but it wasn't making me like crack up laughing. Man, I thought that had me howling. I thought that was hilarious, and it's such like a dumb bit. When you talked about Bring Her Back, it made me think of one that I didn't have on this list, so I just added this now. It is The Punch, where she is standing over the little girl's bed, and you're like, what the fuck's gonna happen? And you're just waiting for her to just like walk away, but then she just fucking punches this little girl in the face and runs. So scary.
Yeah.
Also so funny and unexpected. Let's see. We have the submarine sequence from Mission Impossible. Definitely horrifying just being underwater and seeing this massive submarine, but being inside of it as it's flipping and the water's rising, and you just edge of your seat action at its finest.
Mhm.
I have the one scene that kind of made me cry this year. Well, first off, honorable mention, the girl getting voided in Thunderbolts, just like really shocking and jarring. But the scene that I loved in that movie was the "I'm So Alone," "Daddy, I'm So Alone" with Florence Pugh, where she's just breaking down because she's depressed and like just feels so alone. And for whatever reason, I was like, damn, this got me. And it just goes to show, you put Florence Pugh in like a mediocre movie, she's gonna still fucking shine.
Yeah,
She's
she elevates everything.
yeah. Florence Pugh is the best. We have from TV The Battle of Jackson from The Last of Us, season 2, just really awesome.
Yeah.
Especially since that never really like occurred in the game. Just good stuff and like fun video game bits in there as well, like how he defeats the bloater. Just nonstop action, real great time. And we have the hill scene from The Long Walk. There's probably like other scenes in this movie that I really, really love. But that's kind of like the most intense in a movie of just people walking.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, will he get up the hill in time as they're just gunning all these kids down? Really awesome. And then my favorite scene of the year at this current moment is, I don't know if he has another name, but the Berserker chase in 28 Years Later, where they're like back on that like water bridge kind of thing, and then it's just like the sound design of him running behind them, and the stars in the background. It's like beautifully shot and also very scary and intense, and just like Danny Boyle doing Danny Boyle shit, and I fucking loved it. So those are my scenes of the year. I think that's everything.
Some pretty good scenes of the year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the Steve category of the alternate stuff. The best book, best game, best listen. If if it's whether it's music or a podcast, things like that. I'll go first on this one. So I did read like a pretty good chunk of books this year compared to most years. I'm gonna say 2 really stood out for me. Number 2 would be Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker. Just a great... I'm really finding myself loving writers who can write disgusting things so well that I can smell it, taste it, feel it. And she really killed it with this one. And my favorite book of the year was The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I've already talked a ton about it. Hopefully in the coming months, Steve will be able to talk about it as well. We'll do them in chunks like this. So, Steve, what's your best books?
So I just did a top 3 for all these. So my top 3, at number 3, the Scott Pilgrim series.
Okay.
Just a ton of fun, really enjoyable. Had a great time, highly recommend. At number 2, we have the Bloodsworn Saga. If you like a big action epic with interesting characters in a Viking set world, but there's also like, giant kaiju monsters that are gods who are trying to like rule the earth and stuff. That's the book for you. And my best book of the year is the Age of Madness trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. So in the same year, we have a Joe Abercrombie. Just part of the what's it called? Oh, correct. The First Law universe. Joe Abercrombie writes characters pretty much better than anyone, and they're all funny and interesting and multi-layered. They all get moments to shine. There's characters you don't like in the beginning who you end up liking at the end, and vice versa. And he's just like, you just get invested in the story and all these people and the interconnection of like the hierarchy of this world and who's in power and who isn't in power and how things switch up. And it's just like a brutal story. So great stuff.
Nick, best books of the year?
I didn't read a ton, unfortunately, or fortunately.
That just made room for more games and more movies.
Sure. I did listen to stuff, though. Just to listen?
Yeah,
listen to? Okay.
No, listen will come last.
Well, okay, well then books. I really only have Something is Killing the Children. That should be no surprise to you guys. I talked about it a lot. I'm as caught up as I can be as someone who doesn't collect the individual issues. So I think I'm like 38 issues in, so I'm not like super behind. Love it all. And then I'm as caught up as I can be on Absolute Batman. I really like what they're doing with that. I know I talked to you yesterday. I'd like to read some of the other Absolute characters that they're doing. That's all I got.
All right.
I really love both of those.
Cool. So we'll do games next, and I only played 2 games this year, but they were both bangers. Well, okay, no.
That's not true.
I played 4 games this year. 2 of them were absolute bangers. One was just good. One could suck my butt. I will just talk about the top two. Split Fiction was a great time. Me and Steve just kind of knocking it out chunk by chunk. The only thing I would knock it down for is the dialogue.
Yeah.
Those girls are so damn annoying. Shut the fuck up and shoot your laser whip or whatever. Every time they said something, it was really obnoxious. Not as obnoxious as It Takes Two. Their bickering what drove me nuts. But the best game of the year goes to Yote. What do I gotta say? You know,
I can't wait to play that.
Steve.
All right. So I have three. My number three, Split Fiction. Pretty much agree with everything you said. Just super clever and innovative and just as impressive game all around. But the two main leads I wasn't in love with.
Yeah.
Number two, I have Ghost of Yote. Just absolutely beautiful game. And if you love being a samurai, assassin, ninja, and that's your thing, you're going to love this game. Story that I could get involved in. And my number one is It Takes Two. I thought this game was a blast, and I've never played a game like it, and super clever. It's from the same creators as Split Fiction, so good on them for being two of my favorite games of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I enjoyed this one's story way more than Split Fiction's, even though I think Split Fiction's is probably more interesting.
Well, it's
I'd rather see the movie of Split Fiction than the movie of It Takes Two.
Yeah.
But I think It Takes Two, I just had so much more fun with.
There's more invested in the characters and why you're doing this, whereas for Split Fiction, it's just a means of how we are doing what we're doing. Yeah.
It Takes Two, I was more invested in their story, where Split Fiction, it was just I didn't really care about their emotion,
trauma.
their trauma and the emotion that they're trying to elicit, especially because one character, we don't even see her dad.
Yeah.
We're
we see that big whale.
We see a big whale. But really great year for games.
Well, we do see a little girl drown, so, it's got that. Nick, I think I know what your best game of the year is.
Oh, yeah. What is it, though?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I haven't played a lot of games, so that's goes without saying. But I really can't say enough good things about this game. And I know you're still waiting to borrow it, which you totally can, because I haven't. I was gonna buy the DLC, the Order of Giants DLC, but I have so many other games, so I haven't gotten to that yet. But game itself without DLC, what a love letter to people who love Indiana Jones, which is anyone with a brain.
Yeah.
It's just so good. I've never. It's the first game in a long time, and I'm really bad about this stuff, that I've been excited to wake up and start back where I was.
Mm-hmm.
So really love it. Great music, great graphics, fun side quests, awesome story. Love that game.
Right.
Just love that game. Can't wait to play some of the ones you guys were just playing or talking about.
Well, hope you have another friend, because a bunch of ours are, couch co-op. All right. Well, we'll do best thing listened to, music, podcast, whatever. I didn't start any new podcasts except for What Went Wrong. It's just, if you like to know the behind the scenes of movies and why they were a miracle that they even came out in the first place, it's a good podcast. But I don't really have anything else.
Oh, okay. I have three. For my number three, let me actually pull up the whole name here. At number three, I have The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England by Brandon Sanderson. This was an audiobook. I wasn't in love with this book, but I had a good time. It was a nice, easy read. I could follow the story. Even if I missed chunks, I was okay, I kind of get what's going on. Really fun take on other dimensions, and I could easily see this being turned into a movie.
Yeah, when you reviewed it on the last episode, you butchered that title so bad, because I was writing it down as you were saying it, and then when I went to look it up, every other word was incorrect.
It's a long title, okay? Yeah. But that's the official one. At number two, I have the Wicked soundtrack, because I didn't see the first movie until this year, and say what you want about the movies or whatever, but there's some fucking banger songs on there. And then for my number one, it was the podcast, What Went Wrong.
I thought you were going to say your guys' podcast.
I don't listen to our podcast.
Not anymore. You used to.
But yes, What Went Wrong, a podcast where they talk about like the making of movies and what went wrong and how it, somehow got made anyway, and really fun, interesting facts about some of the movies you love, some of the movies that you don't love, but really good research by your two hosts whose names I don't remember. So check out What Went Wrong podcast if you like movies and like IMDb trivia essentially about them.
Pretty much, yeah. Nick, what did you listen to this year?
Well, now I'm going to listen to What Went Wrong because that sounds right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
I only have music, that thing
Perfect
that people be listening to. So I'll go in like lowest to highest. I don't have a ton. So lowest, I've really been enjoying the Marty Supreme OST. Like the soundtrack for that movie is incredible. There's so many instruments going on. I kind of realized it during the movie, but not as much until there's not like something to focus on visually, and I can really focus on like the music. Amazing score. I have Amine's 13 Months of Sunshine. Just one of my favorite like hip hop artists out right now. I have the Predator Badlands soundtrack. Everything on there is a banger. It just elevates the movie.
I put it on my Spotify to like listen to when I want to sit there and listen to music because of how much you've talked about it.
It just pushes the movie to the stratosphere that it could have gotten even without it probably, but it's just extra. I have MGK's Lost Americana. It's just...
Is that Andrew WK?
MGK's.
Oh, MGK.
Yeah, I like that.
Not the party hard guy? Oh.
Not Andrew WK. I don't know if he's even alive anymore. Yeah, I'm ready for him to get back to rap, but I'm glad that he injected a little bit more rap into this. Almost like he even got away from pop punk a little bit. And it's almost like alternative rock. He touches on a lot of genres on this album. I really like it. He gets a lot of hate for how he looks and talks, but I'm very able to separate the art from the artist. So really like the album. I have a Day to Remember's Big Ol' Album Volume 1, a band I've listened to since high school. Saw them live this year, actually. That probably helped it a little bit, but great album. I have a band called Bill Murray, who I've talked about a little bit. Actually, it's not a band. It's really just a guy. He has touring artists, but he writes all the stuff. Album, I think it's called American Motorsports. It's like technically from last year, but I listened to the deluxe that came out this year. So, and I also discovered them this year. So, and then I already said it on this podcast, but number one is an album called Glassjaw by an artist named Aries, and just listened to him for a while. Couldn't even begin to put my finger on what genre he is. He dabbles in a lot, but love him.
All right. Actual music recommendations on this podcast. What is it coming to?
I should say, and I told this to Steve, and I'm a little bit embarrassed by this, but so Spotify at the end of the year, whatever version.
Spotify rap?
Yeah. It'll tell you, though, now they will tell you your average listening age.
Oh, yeah?
Like all the music you listen to, what the average age of the people that listen to it.
Sure.
And mine was only 18.
Ooh.
So that bums me out a little bit. So I don't know if anything I just said you guys would care about, but
I was so excited.
Well, it's a good thing you're only 19, Nick.
Why are we hanging out with a 19-year-old? I was excited, like, oh, I didn't get a Spotify rap last year. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. I'm definitely going to get one this year. Didn't get one. You know why? I don't listen to music. They don't do a Spotify rap for podcasts and stuff like that. If you don't have music on there, you don't get one. I did my YouTube rap, though. Yeah,
okay.
So that's the thing. And I guess Letterboxd has a rap thing, but I couldn't find it in the app. But whatever. All right, now on to best and worst TV for the year. We'll start with the worst. Steve, you go first.
Ben, you're going to hate my list.
You're going to hate my list, too. Or you're going to hate one thing on my list.
Okay. So I'll say that for my number 3, it's not a terrible show. I just didn't get into it. And that's Daredevil Born Again, Season 3. Or I guess Season 1, of course.
No, that would be Season 4.
Okay, whatever. Like I thought, what was the guy, the painter or whatever his name was, or Inked or whatever.
No, it was nothing like that.
I don't remember. Like that fight sequence is cool. I like Charlie Cox. I like Deborah Ann Woll, and I think there's like 2 episodes that I was like, okay, this is kind of good. And then everything else, I was just like, I am just watching this show to make Ben happy because I just don't care about this show. I like Daredevil. Don't care about the show. My number 2 is Cobra Kai, the final season. Thank God I was so ready for the show to be over like 3 seasons ago. It overstayed its welcome. I think that there's some good stuff in the end, the final fight sequence, the stuff with Johnny and Kreese. But other than that, it's just like the dumbest fucking show about how much this town in California loves karate, which no one else on the planet gives a fuck this much about karate.
Maybe in the 80s.
Yeah, that was such an 80 thing of just like, oh, in this town, we ride dirt bikes. And it's like, that's just the thing, you know? Everybody get on board with dirt bikes.
This show lasted way too long. But in the end, yeah, I'm fine that I saw the whole thing, but Jesus Christ. And then my number 1 worst TV of the year is Alien Earth. After the first episode, I was like, all right, this seems cool. And everything after that, I was like, I cared less and less about. And by episode 4 or 5, I just want the show to be over so I don't have to watch it anymore. So that's my 3 worst of the year.
All right. Nick?
I don't know if I did a worst TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if like off the top of my head, like, because I don't really like. It sounds like I can tell that he watched Alien Earth and continued with it because like of this podcast. Probably, I'm guessing you probably would have jumped ship if you weren't forced to keep watching.
100%.
And I don't have something like that really, so I don't really seek out things that I wouldn't stick with. So I only have a best. Yeah,
Okay,
so I'll let you. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, I have a couple on here, like of things that came back. Yellow Jacket season 3. There's stuff I really like about it, but it is the weakest season out of all of them. And Stranger Things. Thank God that's done. This is definitely the worst season. It may have ended very well. It's a good final episode, good send off for everyone, but they did not really
Stick the landing perfectly.
Yeah, it's like they tumbled head over ass, but then stuck the landing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then I would say I got about 4 things here. Star Wars Visions season 2, bad. Task, not a bad show, but I just like kind of forced myself to get through it. I was only really there for the Delco accent. The one like no one's gonna agree with me on this, but Adolescence. I don't like that show at all. Lots to like, but its gimmick is wasted on it. But the worst show of the year is Alien Earth. Fuck that show. Bad show. I can't wait for season 2 to see how they dig themselves out of it. Yes, I will be watching. Hey, when there's an Alien and a Predator thing out, I'm there for it.
Regardless.
Yeah, I gotta support my xenomorphs. All right, so let's do the best TV. I got a huge list. Okay, so I'll go first. I'll try to rapid fire some of the stuff. Okay, there's a lot of things that came back that I was happy and I was happy that they did come back. So quickly, Silo season 2, Severance season 2, Harley Quinn season 5, Invincible season 3, Righteous Gemstones season 4, Black Mirror season 7, Andor season 2, Poker Face season 2, Sunny season 17, Foundation season 3, Twisted Metal season 2, Peacemaker season 2, and Gen V season 2. All those things are great. The best of the year, even of returning or new, is Andor season 2. Andor is the best show of the year. But of the new things that I watched, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil Born Again, The Studio, Ironheart, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, Haunted Hotel, Ha Ha You Clowns, Pluribus, Mighty Nine, The Chair Company, all very good, but I'd say my 2 favorite was It, Welcome to Derry, and Common Side Effects.
All right.
All right, Steve, what was your best of the year for TV?
I don't have it split up the same way as you. I just have a top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Some new, some returning. So at number 10, I got the Mighty Nine. Big fan of Vox Machina, but this is kind of all new characters, new
Mm-hmm.
take. Not as fun as Vox Machina so far, but we're kind of just getting to know the group.
Yeah.
Number 9, The Bear. One of the best shows on TV, but I know no one else likes it here. At number 8, It Welcome Dairy. The first 5 episodes, I did not give a shit about the show. The last 3 episodes, I was like, damn, this show is good. So congratulations, you turned it around. Number 7, I have the studio. A lot of fun stuff there. Good use of cameos. Pretty funny. At number 6, I have The Wheel of Time, season 3. Bring it back. It's a great show.
Yeah, I didn't put it on. It was like, well, I feel too bad. It's dead.
At number 5, I have Banshee, the entire series. I think it's like 48 episodes or something like that. And man, I just had a good fucking time. Is this show like a great show? No. But is it filled with action and hot people and just all around cool stuff going on? Absolutely. At number 4, we have Shrinking. I think I watched both seasons this year. A show that made me feel things, and it's a real feel good show. If you like Ted Lasso, check out Shrinking. Number 3, I have Invincible season 3. The show really stepped it up in terms of like action stuff, even though there were some episodes like I kind of feel like we're just kind of repeating the same stuff, but it's all good stuff. Number 2, Adolescence. What an incredible piece of filmmaking and acting and just all around great. Don't listen to Ben. And my number 1 show of the year. You can love it, you can hate it, but Last of Us season 2, all the stuff I just really could get into.
Yeah, I didn't even put that on my returning favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I get the criticisms. I have some myself, but when it works, it works. And, just seeing the game come to life in this way, I think is just incredible. Television making in general.
Nick, best TV.
I missed some of yours, so
That's fine. I did it so rapid fire.
Okay, apologies in advance if I repeat any. No particular order. I do like that Steve had a nice, numbered thing, but no particular order. I got Invincible season 2. If it's on, I'm watching it. And
Invincible season 3.
Or season 3, sorry. Damn, we are on 3.
Yeah.
And I complained about how long it took.
And season 4 is coming out this year.
Love it. But yeah, anything Invincible, count me in. I got Dawn to Dawn season 2. Look, just
next.
Love that show. That's all.
Steve, did you get around to season 2?
I started season 2. I did not finish it.
Okay. I mean, it's not as good as season 1, mostly because they changed the opening. Why would they ever do that? The best opening ever, but whatever. It's ongoing, so feel free to not count this. But anytime Fallout is on, I'm obsessed. I'm sure you said it. I have Common Side Effects on here.
Number 1.
Incredible show. I know that we easily could keep going and probably will keep going, but
if it didn't, it's like the opposite of like Scavengers. I was like, keep that going forever. I want to know more. Common Side Effects, and like, they're fine. You're good.
Yeah.
One and done.
Yeah, it's up to them, but I'm in either way.
Yeah.
The studio as well that Steve said. I'm sure you probably said Pluribus, but I have Pluribus on there. But my favorite show, and I bet neither of you would guess, I really thought about it, is the second season of Castlevania Nocturne.
Okay.
So fucking good. I think I talked about it on this, so I won't go into it again, but it's so good. If you like animation, if you like art, and you like horror, I guess, this is that shit. Like, all of Castlevania is so fucking good, but the last few episodes of Nocturne have some of my favorite moments of the year in media. So that's what I got.
Sweet. Okay. Reading my list out to you. God damn, that's a lot of TV that I watch.
Yeah, you're a disgusting man.
Shit. Like, you slut. And it's like, I didn't mention American Dad, Bob's Burgers, any of, those sort of things. Those are kind of like Rick and Morty, those are kind of just given. Oh, yeah. Okay, well.
A year is a long time to
it is. It's true. And when some of it, like, say, Ha Ha You Clowns is a 10-minute episode. Oh, I forgot to put Smiling Friends. Smiling Friends season 3. Oh, excellent.
I'm starting that. After that episode you showed me, I am starting. That shit was so funny.
It's a 10-minute episode doesn't take up any time of my night, but when it's hour-long things. But anywho, we had our appetizers. Now it's time for the big meal stuff. Best and worst movies 2025. As always, we start with the worst. Let's get all this shit out of the way before we enjoy all the good stuff. Who wants to go first? Now, I think in the past we've gone like your 10, your 10, your, like that. But I think let's just do entire list. That's kind of how we've been doing it so far. So,
Okay, do we want to do... I'll start worst and go that way, and then we'll do best and go this way?
sure, that's fine.
Okay. So here are my top 3 worst movies of the year. I only have 3 because I don't like... there's others that could have made this list. I just don't like to shit on people who make movies because I'm just happy they get to make movies. Good on them. But that being said, my number 3, Jurassic World Rebirth. This is a movie I watched for this podcast. I probably would never have gone to see it because this franchise just keeps burning me.
Mhm.
And this might be the worst one in this series.
Mm,
Which one would you think?
the Dominion. That one was the promise of dinosaurs in the world, and we didn't really get that.
I don't even remember. But
Giant locusts.
the giant creature that is invented for this one
Yeah.
is ugly and stupid as fuck. I didn't care about the story or the family or
family,
Scarlett
yeah.
Johansson and her assassin group or mercenary group or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just like, let this franchise die. I don't care. Number 2, I have Honey Don't, directed by one of the Coen
Yeah.
brothers. This
I think it was
movie,
Ethan.
yeah, this movie just
Pissed you off.
pissed me the fuck off. Like everything about it was like so dumb or annoying, and all the people in this are super talented
Yeah.
people, and it just goes nowhere. It's wasted, and like I didn't understand some of the choices that were made in this, and it just kind of seemed like an excuse for Ethan Coen to just get a bunch of attractive people naked, which great on you, but it didn't make the movie any better.
Yeah, it's like this is the same with like his last one, which was Driveway Dolls, and it's like you just have a thing for lesbians, man. And
Yeah, I don't know. And my number 1 worst movie of the year. Now, arguably, I had more fun with it than these other 2, but just from a all-around filmmaking, acting, directing standpoint, Flight Risk is the worst movie I've seen this year. Mark Wahlberg is not great in this movie. I think the opening scene was like totally CGI.
It was
which just
AI.
or AI. Okay, yeah, it looked. There's so many weird looking things in this movie, and
like that hairline.
yeah. So this movie is just bad, but it is one of the, I think maybe the only movie we all saw together this year.
Yeah.
So for that, I give it a point. But this movie sucks.
Yeah, that was bad shit. Nick, worst of the year?
So I didn't have 10. I have 7.
Okay.
So I only very quickly started like numbering them as he was doing it. I was like, let me try to like do it that way. So, but in all honesty, keep in mind, not really a particular order, but
Okay.
kind of. This was a quick rank.
Save the worst for what would be the worst.
Yes, and I will say this, and I'll probably say this again when we do the best of this. For me personally, I don't know about you guys. This is more my least favorite
Mhm.
in my favorites because
Okay.
like there's movies out there that I know are well made that I
Absolutely.
did not like.
Yes.
So I don't want to call them the worst, but anyway. So worst movies.
That's what I was trying to say. You pretentious dicks.
Sorry, Stuckman. So my number 7 of the 7 I have is Jurassic World Rebirth. Fuck that movie. They are so lazy, and they just know that people will come see these movies because there's dinosaurs in
They
them.
make a billion.
It's totally fine. I wasn't watching like, God, I hate this movie,
Mhm.
but like,
But
my
you
hate
could see where it could be so
be
good.
something, yeah. And my hatred for it also stems from the fandom for it. So, my number 6, I think I remember Steve kind of liking this movie, but I hate this movie, is A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey.
Mm.
I thought it was okay. I didn't see all the hate. I didn't see why it was so hated.
I just hate this movie. It's so soulless. It's so like, it's like a AI script or something. Like there's just no soul to this movie. I don't know. I hate that movie. My number 5 is Hurry Up Tomorrow. Like, I was a huge Weeknd fan, and I still am, but I have fallen off from his music in the last few years. But I was curious about this movie for sure. This is just a passion project for this guy. This is a therapeutic exercise for Abel Tesfaye, and for him, good for you. For me, a bad hour and 45 minutes. My number 4 is Anaconda. Fuck this movie.
Yeah.
I hate this movie. I hated that trailer. Everybody in this movie, I can't tell if they knew they were in something bad or if they actually thought it was going to be something good. If you take out the admittedly unexpected cameos, this movie is garbage. And it even manages to squeeze in some of my least favorite music of all time. So fuck this movie. My number 3 would be Flight Risk. It's just a garbage movie that if we had not seen it together and had the great experience of possibly being the only 3 in there that were like laughing,
that were laughing.
That were laughing at it.
Yeah. Pretty full theater. No one else.
But everybody else seemed to be like locked in. Like this is a real like good movie. That kind of elevates it for me. Like same as he said. But if we're really analyzing it, it's a terrible movie. My number 2, maybe not like the worst movie on this list, but I hate it so much because it's so egregious in its like flaws, is The Conjuring 4, Last Rites.
Okay.
This is just because I think this movie is almost everything wrong with like mainstream horror, as far as like how they do the scares and just the beats that they go through in this movie is just so tired. It's so lame. It's so predictable. It's so been there, done that. Fuck that movie. And
But they fight a mirror at the end.
which is probably the more like intense scene.
Sure, yeah,
I love
but
watching.
it's so dumb of just people putting their hands up and screaming at a mirror, an evil mirror.
I'm very glad that those movies are done.
No, we're getting prequel. We're getting Young Conjuring. That's why they had that flashback scene.
I gotta edit my like least looking forward to next year list. Anyway,
give it a pause.
And then my number 1, and this is the main reason I prefaced this whole thing with that little spiel about like where's my least favorite, etc. Would be Die My Love. I've seen a lot of praise for this movie. I've seen a lot of good reviews for this movie, but this movie is just not for me. I hate this movie. Boring. Great performances, sure, from the leads, but like I just do not care about this movie. I understand it. Like this is not a situation where I'm like confused of what they were trying. Like I get what they're trying to do. I understand it. It just was not entertaining to me. So I really, really hate this movie and almost walked out, but I was with you and I didn't want to be a jerk. That's all I got.
Well, I could have had a top 25 worst of the year.
Don't you love that unlimited pass?
It's great. Now, my number 10 was Run. It was a movie you guys didn't see. It was like the guy who made it, he does like direct to Tubi black horror, like black casted horror movies. And so it's always like, oh, we have a cabin? Cool. The whole movie takes place in this one location. Super cheap, really, really bad. But I made this list before I saw Anaconda. So I'm bumping it Run down. Number 10, Anaconda. Terrible movie. So completely unfunny. Embarrassing. Number 9, I Know What You Did Last Summer remake. So fucking stupid. And with a twist and a setup for a future franchise that is just really, really stupid. Number 8, Flight Risk. You know, it's a little bit lower because we did have a good time watching it. But pretty bad. But, you know, I can't dock a movie that kills Mark Wahlberg, you know, too much. So, you know, when he's the hero, you know, he's saving the oil rig or the Boston Marathon and stuff. Like, I don't want to see that shit. That dude's bad. So I want to see him get ran over by a fire truck. That's great. Number 7, Opus, a movie we had seen already. Squanders its great lead. Number 6, Wicked for Good. Garbage sequel to not so great part 1. Number 5, In the Lost Lands, a movie that no one will remember with Dave Bautista, Mila Jovovich, a Paul W.S. Anderson movie. Stop letting this guy make movies. He made like 2 good movies and then 7 Resident Evil movies, like Event Horizon and Mortal Kombat, yes. Everything else is just kind of shit. And, you know, your wife is not good. She's good in The Fifth Element, and that's it. Like, stop it.
Fair.
And it's like one of the biggest bombs. Like, it lost a fuck ton of money. It didn't. It cost like.
That's what they get.
It cost way more than it should. It was like $75 million, and it's like made, 75,000. It's some extreme number. It's one of the hugest bombs of the year. Number 4 is Minecraft. Just slop. Absolute brain-rotted garbage. Number 3, House of Dynamite. Good first act. And then just does it again. And then a third time. And by the end, you just kind of hate it. Because there's also no resolution. And the director saying like, well, we didn't want to let the audience off the hook that easy by giving them an answer. Fuck you. You're telling me a story and you're it's like ... is your ending. Number 2, Die My Love. Well-made movie that just infuriated me. And like you said, I would have walked out of this movie if I wasn't with you. I stayed through Anaconda and hoping it would get better, but like Die My Love, I would have been out so quick. And the worst movie I saw is Him. Him is fucking shit. It is so bad. There's barely anything redeemable about it. It's all style, no substance. It doesn't say anything. No one is really great in any of their roles. But you can see the potential of a horror sports movie. It was all right there, and they just did nothing with it.
Fair.
All right.
Cool. All right. This one, I don't know if I asked you guys to do it. I generally keep track of this throughout the year for myself, but it is the actors who had the best and who had the worst year.
Okay.
So just a couple of them, like honorable mentions, like John Barenthal. He was in Daredevil, The Accountant 2, and The Amateur. It's like, okay, good year. Plenty of people do 3.
And The Bear.
Okay, sure, and The Bear. And like some of these, I'm sure there's a lot of other people who's like, well, that person was in 7 things this year, but I don't really know of that actor.
Fair enough.
But like Will Poulter, Warfare, Death of the Unicorn, Black Mirror, On Swift Horses.
Also The Bear.
Okie dokie. Jack Quaid, Companion, Novocaine, Heads of State, Neighborhood Watch.
Not in The Bear.
Okay. So it's like those were, they had good years. Some stuff they made was great, some not so much. So I'd say the people who had the best year, I got 3 good, 3 bad. So we'll say Walton Goggins. He did White Lotus, Luckiest Man in America, Righteous Gemstones, Invincible, Fallout, and he had a bunch of different commercials.
Love Walton Goggins.
Pretty good year.
Should not do Walmart commercials, but
Yeah.
whatever.
It's that goggy money.
He had a little bit of a ooh, did he sleep with a co-star while he was married, sort of controversy. So, but besides that, pretty good year. And then Paul Walter Hauser, Fantastic Four, Luckiest Man in America, Americana, Naked Gun, Springsteen, and he's like a professional wrestler now. He's actually out there touring and doing like hardcore matches on barbed wire and stuff. It was like always has been his passion, and movies are kind of like his secondary thing. But he's having a great year, becoming a household name. I love that guy.
Cobra Kai, too.
There you go. Cobra Kai.
Not The Bear.
And The Bear.
Oh, he actually played the bear?
Yeah, he is The Bear.
But I think the person who had the best year is Pedro Pascal.
Sure.
He had Freaky Tales, Last of Us, Fantastic Four, Materialist, Eddington. At one point, he had like 3 movies in theaters, and Last of Us was still on the air. Now he's very front-loaded this year. He didn't do much on the second half, but it was like a lot. And I can't think of anybody else who kind of had a better year.
Yeah.
Now let's go for the worst. People who just did not have a great year. I got 3 as well.
Ben Steven did.
Paul Rudd. I mean, he had Friendship, but Death of a Unicorn and Anaconda. Not great.
Fair enough.
And then we have...
I think I know who number 1 is.
Jenna Ortega. She, Death of a Unicorn, which has shown up like 3 times on this list. Hurry Up Tomorrow, Winter, Spring, Summer, or Fall, and Wednesday Season 2. Not her greatest year. She had a much better last year and the year before.
Yeah, I liked Wednesday Season 1, so I was just like, oh, Season 2? And then by the time it came out, I was like, I don't give a shit.
I didn't
even bother.
I didn't bother. I didn't even hear anything good about it.
I didn't hear anything bad. I just didn't hear it at all.
But they split it into 2. First half came out, didn't hear anything. Second half came out, didn't hear anything. Like, well, I guess it wasn't all that great. And the person who had the worst year, you want to take a guess?
Is it Sydney Sweeney?
It's Sydney Sweeney.
All right.
Echo Valley, Americana, Eden, Christie, The Housemaid. I think The Housemaid is doing pretty okay.
Arguably the best year in terms of like movies coming out, but just all of them tanking.
All of them did so poorly. And then she also had like the Dr. Squatch ads, Baskin Robin ads. And then she had the American Eagle ad. And then the stuff with her political beliefs and bad interviews. And this is not her year. This should have been her continuing rise of being a bombshell. And she tanked it. So unfortunately for her, she's having the worst year. But there is a non-person who had a very fantastic year, and that is Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers had a pretty good year. Now, here's a list of stuff that they either completely produced or distributed or helped with distributing. They had their fingers in all these movies, for good or bad. Mickey 17, Alto Knights, One Battle After Another, Conjuring 4, Weapons, F1, Final Destination Bloodlines, A Working Man, The Accountant 2, Sinners, Superman, Minecraft Companion. That's a lot. Plus, they're also just got
half the best and half the worst.
And then they're also being sold to Netflix, and with those assholes over at Paramount are like, they're trying to get control in it. They boost the stock up. It's worth tons. Everyone, like, what's his name? Zaslav, I believe. He's going to get a huge fucking payout, even though he doesn't deserve it. But they had a very good year. And I hope Netflix looks at that and goes, we don't need to kill movies. We had some of the best stuff of that year, or at least, we can get that money too. So that's that. But let's get to the good stuff.
Okay.
Best movies of 2025. I just did a lot of talking, so Steve, we'll just start back at you.
Well,
we'll just start back at you and we'll do it again.
Okay, that's not what I meant, but okay.
Yeah, you wanted to be me, but I just did a bunch of talking.
Sure, fair enough. Okay. Don't yell at me.
Start with the honorable mentions, right?
Oh, yeah. Good call. Thank you.
Don't forget them.
So these are my honorable mentions, and they're not honorable mentions of movies this year. They're just movies that I saw this year from previous years. So I saw Rebel Ridge, The Order, Past Lives, The Wild Robot, After Hours, and Cinema Paradiso are all in my honorable mentions. Cinema Paradiso might be in my top 10 movies of all time, so I just wanted to put that out there for honorable mentions. I would recommend all these movies. The Order might not on the lower end of the list, but like still a good. The Jude Law movie that's kind of like Hell or High Water style, where he's like chasing a Nazi group and stuff.
I like that movie. It's on theaters.
Yeah, it's a good film. All right, so here is Steve's top 10 movies of the year. Number 10 really could have been a toss-up of whatever. It was almost Marty Supreme, but I wasn't sure if that was recency bias. And Marty Supreme is a better film than this, but I just had a better time with this. So my number 10 is Wake Up, Dead Man. It's got its issues. It's not as strong as the first one, but I think it's better than 2. But I just really liked Jack O'Connell. Is that his name?
I don't know.
The priest. He's great in this movie. And very, like, a lot less Daniel Craig in this movie. So, like, it wasn't as annoying. And yeah, I just got more invested in this movie and just, I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. My number 9, Caught Stealing, directed by Darren Aronofsky. Not the flashiest movie of the year, but I didn't expect much from it, and it just ended up having a good time. It just felt kind of like a classic crime film that wasn't just like crazy and really dark, but like obviously it was still dark, but it wasn't like Darren Aronofsky depressing. So I just had a good time with it. Number 8, Black Bag, another movie that kind of surprised me. I didn't expect much from this movie, but watching this movie, I was really invested in like who is betraying who and how they all interact with each other and who's sleeping with who. And then just kind of like the reveal at the end is really well executed. And just also like the horror of just the idea of like, oh, I could be sitting on a bench and a satellite can hear my entire conversation is so fucking scary. Really great stuff. Number 7, One Ballad After Another. Paul Thomas Anderson. I haven't loved a lot of his like more recent stuff. So I think this was kind of a return to form. It seems like it's very much the front runner to win everything this year at the Oscars. Really great performances, really well directed. Really enjoyed the sort of like what it had to say about, our time and immigration and everything. And Benicio del Toro, he was on screen for maybe like 12 minutes, but I think he really like really grabbed a hold of me. So I really enjoyed that one. Number 6, Companion. Ton of fun. Really clever how they worked out her, like, sort of the slow reveal of, like, what a piece of shit all these people are and who is a robot and who's not. And just sort of, like, how she gets her revenge in the end. All really, really fun. And we always see Jack Quaid as like a nice little good boy. He's got a very nice good boy face, but him being a piece of shit, real fun. Number 5, Weapons. The movie that probably scared me the most this year, and but also like made me laugh, and just really clever takes on witches and stuff, and just one of the most iconic things this year is just the arms out running. Really, really great stuff there. I look forward to his next film. Number 4, Begonia. I really love this movie. Pretty much set in this guy's house the entire time. Really strong performances by Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone, and constantly going back and forth of like, is she an alien? Is she not an alien? And it's just all the evidence goes this way, and you're like, wait, but then it goes this way, and just the reveal at the end, one of the best scenes of the year in that movie. Number 3, Sinners. This is the movie of the year. Going to be on everybody's list of top 10s. Had a blast with this movie. The only thing that like really held it back for me was just like, I don't think it reinvented the wheel in any way with vampires. But if you're looking for something super well made, super well acted, and also just like easily accessible to audience and like new and fun, Sinners is the movie for you. Number 2, almost my number 1, is The Long Walk. Very simple. It's a movie about people walking, but every scene feels important and intense and heartwarming, and also sad and tragic, and just you could totally see this happening. And I think it's just a pretty perfect film. Highly recommend. And my favorite movie of the year is 28 Years Later. Danny Boyle back in the director's chair of this franchise, and just really fun camera work and shots that I haven't really seen in a while. It just felt new in a franchise that's the 3rd in the series. Really great performances. An emotional ending that I didn't expect to see in this movie that made me feel things, while also very intense and scary, and just really great to see someone like do new interesting things with a franchise you expected nothing from. So 28 Years Later is my favorite movie of the year.
All right, cool. Yeah, I realized, like, I don't know why we did that previous segment without doing the movies first. I just, like, totally skipped over and wasn't paying attention, doing the who had the best and worst year. I don't know why I sandwiched that and been in between this.
Because you were the only one, so just get it out of the way.
Yeah, I know. It's just going to sound weird on the thing. Anywho, Nick, best movies of the year?
Well, let me preface by saying, but a lot of Steve's were really surprisingly like cool. Like I was
normally Steve's a big dork and has a terrible taste.
Like, if you were to ask me, like, predict his, it was very unpredictable in a refreshing way. Okay. A lot of stuff in your like Wake Up Dead Man I kind of forgot about, but a lot of your stuff I really liked, and maybe I would have worked in. But anyway, so honorable mentions. I have Presents. I know that was a long time ago, almost
like
early
January, yeah.
And it could just be like how much I love that last scene with the mirror and whatnot. But I got that. I do have The Gorge.
Okay.
I fuck with this movie.
That's an honorable mention?
These are my honorable mentions, yeah. I really like The Gorge. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I had a lot of fun with that movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say like, it was only good until they get into The Gorge, but like I loved everything before The Gorge, and then I like the tonal shift and when they get into so maybe it's not for everyone, but I like that movie a lot. I have a movie I just watched today called 100 Meters. It's like a racing anime. It's really cool. It's just like 2 kids, they're younger. Guy, one of them wants to help the other guy, be a faster runner. He's having a tough life, and unwittingly kind of turns him into one of his biggest rivals when they get older, and they're racing like in a more high stakes professional setting. I really liked it, and it's really well animated.
I always hear that whenever anime focuses on a sport and not anything else really, like they really lock in and do a good job. Like, oh, this is about basketball. What else? It's about basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sports animes out there that really excel. So, but yeah, I really like that movie. Um, I have Fantastic Four
Okay.
on my honorable mentions.
Okay.
I really like that movie.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to find a way to work it into my top 10, but honorable mentions is still
It's
pretty
still pretty
solid.
good.
A
Yeah.
lot of stuff comes out each year, so
Mm-hmm.
I also have Begonia in my honorable
Okay.
mentions. I also would have had the ending as one of my favorite scenes, but you guys had said it before, prior. What a great ending!
Yeah.
What a cool, weird little movie. Um, I have Predator: Killer of Killers as an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. There is a segment that I think is a little weak, but still really like it. And it's also not like my favorite animation style. I like how it looks. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't love how it looks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all my honorables. So my top 10. Number 10, I have Sinners. I see people putting Sinners. It's like, if this isn't your number one, it better be your number two. Well, it's my number 10. Come find me, bitch. It's a really good, well-made movie. Um, and I like it a lot. I'm not obsessed with it, but it's definitely got to be on your top 10 for this year. If it's not, like, you didn't see it. Uh, my number 9 is Marty Supreme. I agree with what Steve was saying, a little bit maybe recency bias, and definitely been listening to the score a lot, but it's really good. I think I like it more than Uncut Gems,
Okay.
which I think is a little of a divisive movie, but I think they really got a good handle on this like chaotic stress, anxiety
Mm-hmm.
inducing like vibe with this movie. More so than Uncut Gems, it's almost like you really hate the main character.
Mm-hmm.
He's unlikable way more than Timothy is in
Yeah.
this movie. At least he has some redeeming qualities in this movie.
Yeah.
Great score, shot well, crazy energy, never slows down except for maybe when they're looking for the dog, I guess. But even that kind of makes sense. Anyway, really like that movie. My number 8, I got Superman. It's just a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's just
Mm-hmm.
they said we're gonna make another Superman movie and we're gonna do it how we want. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And some people really don't like what they think it was trying to say, but I love that movie. My number 7 is F1. Um, Not gonna be for everyone. I think you skipped it
Yeah.
altogether, right? So yeah. I mean, if you might watch the trailer, like I'm not interested in that movie, but it's a really feel good throwback blockbuster. Joseph Kaczynski he chooses some really interesting ways to shoot the action in his movies. Even going back to Oblivion, there's some really interesting camera work, and I think F1 continues that trend. He's a really interesting director. I really like F1. My number 6 is Ballerina. Not the most critically
Yeah.
acclaimed movie.
I'd say if you said like, what's the most forgettable movie of the year?
Mm,
I'd say Ballerina. It's
okay.
like I saw it on no one's list and seemed like
Yeah.
it was after its week, it was gone from the public consciousness, which is crazy because it's a John Wick movie,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I mean,
not a bad movie. I really enjoyed that,
yeah.
but definitely would not make my list. But sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. No, that's why we all got our own things. I think I just really like that movie, and it only grew for me when I watched it the second time because it was just like, man, like I couldn't help but focus on how much effort had to have been put into some of these action scenes as far as like choreographing every movement. It's just really well done, especially for like a Western action movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Keanu was in it more people might have seen it. I almost wish he wasn't in it at
At
all.
all, yeah.
I understand why he was in it because it was
Uh-huh.
like nobody's gonna watch this movie otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put him in all the marketing. But anyway, really like that movie. However, that is my genre. So, um, my number 5 is also my genre, and neither of you saw this, but I finally got around to Baby Assassins 3. Just love this movie. I love these two girls. They're so fun. There's times where they're referencing cultural things that I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I love you guys. But they also reference like Death Note, and it's like the most Japanese franchise. It's so they're so Japanese, like, and they're so unflinching in their like we don't like. It's almost like they don't even care if anybody in other countries saw this movie. Like, there's no hand holding. They're talking about stuff like you might have to look into, but they're so funny. They're so cute. The action is so good. So well choreographed. I already talked about one of my favorite scenes of the years is in that movie. I just love it, and I can't wait to start the show because there's a whole show that they are doing too. So, um, my number four is Warfare, which for the first like 5 months of this year was my number one. Uh, it's just such a different war movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not here to sh- uh, what's the word?
Politicize.
Not politicize.
Glorified.
Glorify. It's not here to glorify combat and war. It's like it's here to almost show you the horror of it. And I've seen some people say it's boring. It's like, yeah, I bet a lot of warfare is boring. Like,
Like Jarhead's boring because
yeah,
it's like sometimes you don't get to do the cool stuff, and this
yeah,
one has cool stuff in it.
yeah. I don't know.
I like Jarhead though.
I love Jarhead,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
but it's like that's kind of the point of Jarhead, where it's like I can't see why anybody would say this is boring. It's like
Yeah.
all about this big old fight and surviving it.
I don't know. I've just seen a lot of hatred for this movie, but
Great sound design too.
great sound. But yeah, so I have Warfare, just a really different approach to a war movie, and I really like that they made it with only the people that went through it in mind.
Mhm.
They didn't care about in audiences and their enjoyment or not enjoyment of it. Really unique movie. My number three, also I don't think either of you saw this, was Chainsaw Man, the Reze Arc movie. Man, I didn't watch Chainsaw Man until this year. I think I was a little late on that one. And, I have my opinions on the first season because there's literally only one season of that show so far. Um, it's still really good, but this movie just takes all the good stuff from that show and turns it to 11. It's so fun. It's so well animated. I just love that movie so much. I can't wait to buy that movie and watch it again. My number two is Weapons. Weapons rules. It's such a unique horror movie. Like I said earlier, one of the only movies to make me audibly gasp in the theater. Such a funny ending. Like you go through such a roller coaster of emotions that your average horror movie would not put you through. They're only there with one tone.
Mhm.
And I've seen a lot of people say like, "Oh, I laughed more than I was scared." Shut up.
And that's fine. Horror movies can
It
make
doesn't
you
ha-
laugh.
Yeah, just shut up,
Uh,
you tasteless fool. But anyway, I love Weapons. I really, I feel like I can't imagine like a horror movie coming out in 2026 that's gonna recapture the spectrum of like genres and emotions that this movie
yeah.
captures. It's so unique, so special. Really love that movie. And then anybody who knows me knows my
Yep,
number one is
yep.
Predator Badlands. There's no moment in this movie that I don't like. It's amazing. Even if you don't like Predator, you could literally watch this movie if you've never watched a Predator movie and
Yeah.
never watched an Alien movie or none of the shit.
Yeah.
It's such a great self-contained and like the only thing that I don't like about it, which I know you said, and upon a rewatch, I realized it's so insignificant. Like it's just a scene or two. It's like, yeah, Elle Fanning can be a little grating at times, but it's like such a drop in the bucket of
Yeah.
this whole movie. Like rewatching it, it was less than I even remembered. I don't even like the little small slivers of attempts at humor that they do. Don't bother me at all. Like
Mhm.
the rewatch was almost better. I just love this movie. It's the reason I go to the movie theaters is movies like this.
Mhm.
Like spectacle, drops of humor, emotion. What a great opening. Just great. I
And
fucking
then
love
creature
this movie.
design,
Everything is great. I've seen people say like, "Oh, there's no practical effects on his face and stuff." Like they couldn't have captured the emotion that you needed
Yeah.
to capture with that old mask from like or even an updated version. So just love that movie. Recommend it to anybody, and I can't wait to own it and watch it over and over. And I know it leaves it open for a sequel, and I'm sure they'll do another, and I hope they do another.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I didn't have an honorable mention, but I'll just because I have a huge list. I'll say all the comic book movies would be like Superman, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts. I'll put those as honorable mention. Loved all of them. Sorry, Captain America.
Not
No, wasn't not you. You wait outside. But I think like Final Destination, Bloodlines, Pee Wee as himself, Sisu 2. Movies that I just had a great time with. But my top 10 list, number 10. None of you said it, and that's fine. Bring her back. horrifyingly scary and sad and disgusting, a little mean-spirited.
Biggest bummer of the year.
It's not a fun watch, but I liked it so much more than Talk to Me. And I think I may be on the minority in that. I think people like Talk to Me better, but I love that movie. Number 9, also something neither of you said, but Together. It's I love this couple. Like I've always hated Dave Franco because he got to marry Allison Brie, but I've grown to like appreciate him more, and now I'm just like I'm happy for them, and they're a great couple, and you could really see the chemistry on screen. It's a weird concept with fun effects, and I love body horror, and this is just a great time. Number 8, K-pop Demon Hunters. What a good fucking movie. I know it may be traumatic for you, Nick. We won't mention why, but like the biggest surprise, and it's one of the only movies that I've rewatched from this year. Mainly because it's accessible and it's just on Netflix.
Me
but
too. That's my will.
but like one of the few movies where I enjoyed the music. The music stood out to me, and I just appreciate it. Not that I'm going to listen to it on my own, but I don't dislike it when it comes on. I love the character designs. It's like wholesome and funny, but it still has a really good action. It's just like the perfect combo. Number 7, 28 Years Later. A great follow-up to the Weeks and Days trilogy, or the 28 blank trilogy. Great gore, good emotional stuff. I didn't expect Aaron Taylor Johnson to not be the lead coming from those trailers. Oh, and let's mention the trailer. Like, that's how you sell a movie. One of the best trailers I've seen since, like, Prometheus or something that I've seen. Such a great trailer. Number 6 is Black Bag. It's a shame that this movie tanked so hard. It's just slick, it's stylish, it's sexy, it's cool. I think there's like one gun and maybe one explosion. Everything else is just kind of dialogue. It would make a great like stage play.
100%.
Just
Telltale game.
It could be a Telltale game. It's just like effortlessly cool. No one's jumping downstairs and across streets and dodging buses and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is like the antithesis to the Mission Impossible films.
Yeah, or it's like
the other side of the spy world.
Yeah.
I'd say like it's the opposite of like Bourne, because like Bourne kind of has like complicated, convoluted mission stuff. And I think this one is where it's like Mission Impossible is just like there's a thing to get or else we all die. It's very simple.
Sure,
it's like Fast and Furious.
Like, tonally, it's closer to Black Bag.
No, I'd say it's closer to Bourne. It looks more like a Bourne movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. Black Bag is tonally more Bourne, where like Mission Impossible is the complete opposite.
If Black Bag's in the middle, they're on each side.
I'd say Bourne is in the middle.
Okay.
That's why Mission Impossible is the antithesis.
Got it.
There we go.
Number 5, Begonia. Some of the best acting of the year. Hopefully she gets nominated. I don't know if she'll win it. It seems like Jessie Buckley for Hamnet is going to be the actress to win. But, who doesn't like, what's his face?
Jesse Plemons?
Jesse Plemons. He's just great. He's so watchable. Number 4, Predator Badlands. Amazing. Just all in all, the best. I'm pissed that Predator is now better than the Alien franchises. Like, we had Romulus and then we had Alien Earth, and it was just like kind of 2 stinkers in a row. But then we get Prey and then Killer of Killers and now Badlands. Like, fuck, Predator's just cooler than Aliens now. But great movie. Number 3, I think it was all of our number 3s, maybe Sinners. Great. I'm not going to repeat more. Number 2, Weapons is just one of the most fun in theaters, and like you said, like the running, that's now will be like universal. You do that, everybody knows what you're doing. It's just one of those things that
pretty iconic.
Yeah, that will influence pop culture. But my favorite movie of the year, a movie that you guys have not seen, it's Ugly Stepsister. It is so beautiful and dreamlike and funny and disgusting and mean-spirited. It's like taking that story we've already heard and, being sympathetic to the ugly stepsisters. And maybe Cinderella isn't as good as we thought she was. And then, I said with Together, like, I love body horror. And this is that as well, but it's more on the like surgical side of things, and it just really made me cringe at some of the things this girl has to go through to make herself beautiful for everyone else. It's on Hulu. It's a whole lot of fun, and that ending, just my jaw was on the floor the whole time. Almost saw this in theaters, kicking myself because I didn't. It was playing at the Northern Theater, and like last year, Mars Express was my favorite movie, and it was like taking a risk, going to a far theater, seeing something I don't know about, and I was going to do that for Ugly Stepsister, but I had it kind of in my head that it was part of that damn Pooniverse, all the retelling of kids' stories and
Popeye,
stuff. The Popeye, the Scream Boat, yeah, Bambi, all that dumb shit. And so it like kind of was like, well, no, I won't see it. And I'm pissed that I didn't go see it. But yeah, I recommend it for everyone. I don't think you would give a shit about it, Steve, but it's still beautiful filmmaking. Okay, well, we have one final thing for 2025 before we start looking forward to 2026. Whew, we're getting long here. All right. Our most tasteless, crass, unnecessary things to do that only started last year. This is the deaths of 2025. Who was the biggest loss? So I have a bracket of people who died in 2025, and you will vote and see who is a bigger loss to the world.
Okay. I don't remember doing this last year.
We did do this last year. Okay, so
Christ.
we have Rob Reiner versus Cary Yuki Tagawa.
I'm going to go Rob Reiner.
I think it's Rob Reiner as well.
Just for the sheer tragedy of it, too.
Yeah, and if you look at like everything he made, it's just like banger after banger. Yeah.
And he's also like a director of a lot of those things.
Yes.
And not just a piece of it. So yeah, I agree with that.
We have Diane Keaton and Drew Struzan.
I don't think I've seen a single Diane.
Yeah,
Keaton
we
movie.
talked. We have not.
And, Drew Struzan is the famous poster maker for like a bunch of classic films.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, Star
Wars, Goonies, anything that was painted, it was this guy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go
Drew Struzan. All right. Then we got Robert Redford versus Terrence Stamp, Chancellor Valorum from Episode 1.
I feel like I haven't seen a ton of either of their works,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll go Redford just for his sheer iconicness, and he's just a good-looking, charming man.
Yeah, I believe it.
Was.
There you go.
All right, these two went back to back. Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne. Exactly. Thank you, Nick. If the microphone didn't pick that up, it was fuck Hulk Hogan.
I've probably seen more of Hulk Hogan than Ozzy Osbourne, but I feel like Ozzy has subconsciously been in his music has been in so many things, and he's more of the loss. Also, he seemed like a nice guy for a dude who hit a bat's head.
Mm-hmm. Julian McMahon or Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Julian McMahon is...
He was Dr. Doom in the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four.
Right.
Nip Tuck.
Oh, wow, I forgot he died.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah, I say that as well, even though the last thing I know he did was Community.
That's all
it was
I
like
need.
that and Cosby Show. I'm like, okay. Then we got Michael Madsen versus Val Kilmer. I think, have these two ever met? They had to have been in a movie together, right?
I don't know.
But
probably.
They seem like they should have been.
I'm going to go Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, absolutely.
Yeah. Just from his final scene in Maverick alone. Just, what a gem.
George Foreman versus Gene Hackman. The Foreman versus the Hackman.
I'm going to go Gene Hackman, also like a real fucking tragedy.
Yeah.
But Gene Hackman I've seen quite a few
George
of his
Foreman all the
movies, and I've liked quite
You
a
say
few.
George Foreman?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Because he's on his fighter stuff.
Yeah.
He had the grill.
And then we have the oddest pairing, David Lynch and Michelle Trachtenberg.
Any relation to Dan Trachtenberg?
No.
I don't think so.
Interesting.
I don't actually know if I've ever seen a David Lynch film, to be honest.
And I've seen enough to know I don't give a shit about David Lynch. I like him.
Yeah, but
He's
Michelle
fun.
Trachtenberg, she was in Eurotrip, and I love that movie. So for that reason
We're going to go Michelle
Yeah.
Trachtenberg.
Also, she was very young.
Yes.
Wait, what is the context of this again? Just who you are more sad about? Or
Yeah. Who's the biggest loss to the world?
David Lynch over those two, regardless of if you like his movies or not.
Yeah, well, he'd get knocked out anyway, so I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so now next line it's Rob Reiner versus Drew Struzan.
Rob Reiner.
I agree.
Yeah. Then we got Robert Redford versus Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy had it coming.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's like Ozzy Osbourne dead at like 72 or something. Like he's been 90 for 40 years. Like how is he that young?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd say Robert Redford.
I'm good either way. I'll go Redford though.
Okay.
It depends how much you care about, like, Black Sabbath and all this, but a lot of people might not. So
Malcolm Jamal Warner versus Val Kilmer.
I'll go Val Kilmer.
yeah.
And then Gene Hackman versus Michelle Trachtenberg.
I'll go Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman.
Round 1 KO.
All right. Oh. Rob Reiner versus Robert Redford.
I care more about Rob Reiner than Robert Redford's work. And also, like, Robert Redford had an amazing life, I would imagine. Robert Reiner's was cut short, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then Val Kilmer versus Gene Hackman.
I think Gene Hackman made better movies, but I've had more connection with Val Kilmer films. Just playing Gay Perry alone and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I'm gonna give it to Val.
And he was Batman.
And he was Batman.
So then we got Rob Reiner versus Val Kilmer. Don't look at It's a Tragedy. Because they both suck, you know.
I'm just saying, like, that's like the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I think I'd still go Rob Reiner. Because Val Kilmer we saw coming for a long time. Val Kilmer's made some movies I liked, but he's never been like an actor. I'm like, man, Val Kilmer is the shit. Or Rob Reiner, like Princess Bride, Wolf of Wall Street, some of his acting, Stand By Me, some of his acting stuff with like New Girl and everything like that. Also, just this is Spinal Tap. Just seemed like a real pleasant guy in an industry that doesn't spit out a ton of pleasant dudes, and just made some great stuff.
All right. I'll agree. No, that's fine. Like, I love Val Kilmer. He's closer and near and dear to my heart, from just like Willow and Batman and things like that. The Saint, yeah. Top Secret. Yeah, he's done a lot of good stuff. I'm looking back to last year. You want to know who won last year? Carl Weathers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So once we do this 8 times, we'll make them all fight.
Oh.
Carl Weathers by KO.
Okay, so hour and a half in. Let's get to...
Hour and a half is shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Well, last year's episode was only like an hour and 52 minutes total.
All right.
So
I think we had less categories, and we also didn't have Nick.
that's true. Yeah, Nick's really gumming this shit up.
I tried to slap through.
Stop chewing gum.
So let's talk about 2026. Let's start with our most anticipated.
Okay.
I got a bunch, but like always,
I got 3.
We could say the Avengers Doomsday, Dune 3, all that big stuff. But I picked 3 that I am the most excited for, even if they're not the biggest things. One is Clayface. What is that movie going to look like? Mike Flanagan doesn't miss. I know he's only writing it, but this should be very interesting. And then Resident Evil. Resident Evil movies suck. Every single one of them. None of them have been good. None of the shows are good. Most of the games are bad. But Kragers is coming in with a fresh take. And I think he's going to prove that, hey, this is something good that you could make.
This can be done.
This is possible. But my number one, most anticipated, we've been waiting. This is like the third year we've been waiting on it. Coyote versus Acme. Finally hitting theaters. Maybe it's a big piece of shit, but hey, it's got Will Forte, so I'm in.
Nick?
Also, shout out Werewolf by Eggers.
Good stuff. No particular order, as always. And some of which are coming out pretty soon, which is dope. I have All You Need Is Kill, which is like 2 weeks out. Hell yeah. I got Dune 3, obviously.
Yeah.
Or Dune Messiah.
No, I think it's just Dune 3.
Okay. I think this got delayed, so maybe take this out, but I thought Mutant Mayhem was this year, but I guess it's getting delayed to 2027.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
All right, so scratch the turtle sequel. I got They Will Kill You, which I know you just finally saw the trailer for the other night.
Oh, yeah.
That's my kind of shit. I got Supergirl, James Gunn, just everything he touches is usually at least a good time. The Digger with Tom Cruise.
I don't know what that is.
He's always fun. What's the? I can't say his name.
Inarritu.
That guy. Yeah. Just it seems like a different role for Tom Cruise, and I'd like to see it. And then most anticipated doesn't mean I think they're going to be great.
Yeah.
But I really want to see the back and forth between the Street Fighter movie and Mortal Kombat 2.
There's a big gap between them.
Yeah, but at the end of the year, I want to see how they turned out.
Yeah.
I want to see how they did box office wise. And knowing that Mortal Kombat 2 is focusing more on the tournament, and knowing that Street Fighter, just from at least the trailer, it looks like it's a little lower budget, but like focusing more on the fights. I think they could be dumb fun, both of them. And I just kind of want to see how that all plays out. So that's what I got.
I have 3 here. My number 3 is a movie I wouldn't necessarily care all that much about, but I worship at the altar of Phil Lord and Chris Miller. So Project Hail Mary, I'm very much looking forward to. I think it could be one of the most fun movies of the year. I just wish the trailer didn't show as much as it did, but maybe it's misleading. I haven't read the book yet, but I will soon. Number 2, I have The Odyssey. It's fun seeing all the discourse about every goddamn little thing in this movie, but, I'm not a Chris Nolan fanboy, but I also realize that the guy makes great movies. And I'm a big fan of fantasy, and I like to see his take on what's Christopher Nolan's fantasy story. And so I'm interested to see what happens. But my number 1, which I didn't realize was this year until I was doing research for this podcast. I was a big fan of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Prince Caspian, and Voyage of Dawn Tread I was kind of whatever on. But her follow-up to Barbie is Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew. And you know what? I like Greta Gerwig as a director, and I like Narnia, and I don't know what this is going to be or what's going to happen or what's going to look like, but I am excited for it. Will it be good? Who's to say? But I'm excited to see her take. So that's my number 1 most anticipated of the year. I look very much forward to a trailer.
All right, and our least anticipated things that you just don't want. Now, I do have a separate category for who asked for this, which I think is a different.
Okay, I don't have a least anticipated.
Oh, okay.
I have the second.
Who asked for this?
I feel like they're very similar.
It's similar, but I think it feels different.
Okay.
So my least anticipated is Mortal Kombat 2. I love Mortal Kombat, but that trailer looks like dog shit. I'm not excited for this one to come out.
I can think of one real quick.
Strangers Chapter 3. The first one was dog shit. Everyone said the second one was even worse. And, they filmed them all together, so why wouldn't they release it? But not looking forward to that. Scream 7, it just feels like we're done. We've been done. You should have wrapped this up last time. Project Hail Mary. a trailer that just showed you everything, and I don't need to see this movie because I kind of already know everything. And then Animal Farm. Uh, they turned this book that has very adult themes into just a talking animal movie. Andy Serkis does it again by sucking real hard.
All right. Well, as a director, you could say that. I think he
as a
doesn't suck
director.
at anything else.
As a director. It feels like one of those, like, oh, here's all the themes of what the book is about. And like, ooh, no one's going to want to see that. Can we just have talking animals? Okay, fine.
I'll wait till there's a trailer.
There is a trailer.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Nick?
This is least anticipated. Yeah. Well, since I didn't do this, I'll just pull one. So, if I had been on this last year, I probably would have said something like Lilo and Stitch live action, because like, what? Yeah. Why? So I'm gonna go with Moana live action. We just got Moana 2. Why the fuck? I mean, I know money, but yeah, that's probably least anticipated. I know exactly what's going to happen. I can picture exactly how it's going to look. He even got The Rock playing the live action version of himself. Like,
well, you know, when you look at Snow White with how different they took it, maybe they'll switch it up. No, they will not. They will not. I'm just saying. I didn't watch Snow White either.
That's what I got.
I did not do a least anticipated, but as I was scrolling through earlier today, I did see that Toy Story 5 is coming out this year, and Toy Story 4 was fine. And I'm sure Toy Story 5 will be fine, but it should have ended at 3. I have no desire for more Toy Story movies to exist. Once again, I get it. Disney, money, merchandise, sure.
Yep.
But sometimes it's good to let things die and be perfect. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 all together are perfect.
Yep.
And then anything after that is just like unnecessary.
Yep.
So my least anticipated is Toy Story 5.
And so, which brings us to like the who asked for this. Movies that no one has been clamoring for. Toy Story 5 is definitely one of them. Masters of the Universe. He-Man's been dead since I was a kid. Like, they've tried to reboot it multiple times. There was a Netflix show, which I did really like, but this is not going to be a good movie. Who asked for it? Scary Movie 6. Come on. Come on. No one wanted this. Now, if you have some fresh takes on, things like Hereditary and how horror has changed since the last one. There's been so many horror
movies since the last one.
So,
there's wells to mine there.
As long as it's not just the same dumb, weed and cum jokes. And then I have Fokker-in-Law. They're making another Meet the Fockers movie, which, legacy sequel. I get it. Now Ben Stiller's the father-in-law. And now his kid is getting, it's just, we know exactly what that movie's going to be. Who cares? And then the last one is like, who asked for this is The Cat in the Hat.
Oh, yeah.
With Bill Hader. I love Bill Hader, but this is an ugly looking movie. And I just like, Dr. Seuss just isn't really what it used to be when it comes to books. I don't think any of the movies are really all that great. I like Horton Hears a Who, but I don't think people give a shit about this.
I like Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat, but
I mean, as like a weird fever dream, not made for kids. Yeah, that's a fun watch with your friends. Not a good movie. Steve?
Who asked for this? I didn't see the first one, but Greenland 2 Migration. Who the fuck cares? I mean, did the first one really do well? Did you have a good time with Greenland?
Yeah, Greenland's a good movie.
Wasn't that also a decade ago when the first one came out?
Nah.
It feels like it came out a decade ago.
It feels like the movies that would have come out a decade ago, but I think it's only been 5 years or something.
I don't know. Who fucking cares? I want Gerard Butler to get work. Plane was low key, kind of fucking awesome. The first Den of Thieves was pretty solid, but who cares about this franchise? Fuck Greenland.
All right. I have Toy Story 5, already said. Moana, already said. Greenland, he just said. Who the fuck asked for that movie except for Ben? And
I think that trailer looks fun. For an action movie, disaster thing, it looks fun.
I think it looks great for a January movie.
January stacked.
Take from that what you will. But my most number one who asked for this, and it's a movie that I didn't even know existed until like 2 days ago, is Luc Besson's Dracula. Who the fuck cares? And I also,
Oh, is that the one that we saw?
yeah,
Was that Luc Besson?
that's a Luc Besson movie.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Who gives a fuck
Yeah.
about another Dracula movie
Uh-huh.
that looks bad? Now, here's the weird thing though. I've seen people, because I collect a lot of physical media, and I've seen people in other countries posting physical copies of that movie already. So I don't know if it's been out already,
Oh, like a France release.
and maybe we just are getting
Sure.
it. But I'm gonna, because we live in America, that's coming out here in 2026. That movie looks awful.
Yeah.
Like that's the most boring trailer I've ever seen, and it looks terrible. So yeah, who asked for this? Dracula, the 800th rendition.
I feel the same way with like Del Toro's Frankensteins. It's like, why? We've
At least
heard
it was
this
Del
story.
Toro.
At least he knows, shot composition and stuff. Like I like Luc Besson's Fifth Element and The Professional, but
you do La Femme Nikita.
La Femme Nikita, but it's
Yeah.
like I don't care about Arthur and the Ant Bully or whatever that was. Arthur and the Invisibles. What was it called?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Valerian in the City of Lost Planets or
fuck
something.
fuck that movie, and fuck him. He's a pedophile. He's a gross dude, like Luc Besson's a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he directed it. Maybe he's the main producer. I don't know, but he's definitely attached to this Dracula movie, and that's my most who asked for this.
All right, wow. Okay, well, so let's do some fun predicting stuff. We got to look back at we always predict the biggest bombs and the highest grossing. I didn't get numbers this time. It's too much work. Don't make me do more work than this. But last year we'll do the highest grossing. I predicted, where was that? I said I had 5, but one of them didn't come out. I thought Michael was coming out, but that's coming out 2026. I said Lilo and Stitch, Jurassic World, Wicked 2, and Superman. Superman did okay numbers. Wicked did pretty good numbers, not as good as the last one. Jurassic World did very good, and Lilo and Stitch is like one of the highest grossing films of this year.
Ugh.
Yeah.
God, I hate this country.
You said Superman and Avatar 3. It's like Avatar 3 is such a cheat. Of course it is. We don't have the final numbers, but yeah, it's going to be at least top 8 highest grossing of the year. And like I said, Superman was just like, it did enough to make some money. And then our biggest bombs are predictions. I said Captain America 4, Electric State. I didn't realize Electric State was a Netflix thing. Minecraft, oof, big whiff on that one. Snow White and Smurfs. Snow White and Smurfs did not really make money, so I think I did pretty good there, except for Minecraft being like number 2, number 3 highest grossing. And Steve, you said Snow White, so pretty good. But let's talk about next year. We're going to predict what's the highest grossing and what's the biggest bombs. I'll go first since I got my shit here. I think I have 3. I think the 3 highest grossing films of the year will be Moana live action, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Super Mario Galaxy. Steve?
I instantly regret putting this down because now that you mention it, there's no way this will be the biggest bomb.
No, not bomb. Highest grossing.
Oh, highest grossing? Okay, never mind. I'm just going to say Avengers Doomsday.
Okay. Nick?
I also said Avengers Doomsday. It's like, obviously. But definitely Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Going to be massive.
I think there's a chance that Doomsday, people are just tired of it, whereas Spider-Man can outperform an Avengers movie. People like Spider-Man. They may be like, well, aren't all the Avengers dead? I haven't been watching those shows. Did I need to see Ironheart? Well, it was I think could be some drop off on it. It's going to make a ton of money, but I don't think it'll do as well as Spider-Man.
Interesting take. I disagree, but I do think Spider-Man will be huge.
Yeah. Okay, what about the biggest bombs of 2026? I it's like a maybe, I think 100%, and a hot take. So I think the 100% is going to be a bomb, is going to be Hoppers. I think Hoppers looks fun. I think it's got a cute design, but I think it'll be like the Leo of this year. People say, "What is that? Is that a book?" I don't know what that is, and they're not going to show up to it. I think the one that may be iffy is Disclosure Day. I just don't know if people care.
Pencil reviews, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the next trailers show, but it didn't win me over. And I'm going to say my hot take, one of the biggest bombs of next year, is Mandalorian and Grogu. You would think, just because it's Star Wars, I think people are over Star Wars. And I think they're especially over Mandalorian and Grogu. It's been years since we've had a new season. We had diminishing returns. I don't know if people are going to give a shit. Steve, what's the biggest bombs of 2026?
Besides your life?
You didn't look this one up, did you? Or you're trying to find a new one, right?
Yeah, because you've changed my mind. Because I originally had Moana as a bomb. Because I was like, that movie looks so bad. It looks AI generated. So I'm going to say fuck that movie, but that's not my official pick.
Mm-hmm.
My official pick is now Goat. The animated movie about a basketball playing goat.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's going to really turn out for that one.
I don't think so either, but I watched the trailer and went, okay, that's better than what I expected it to be. And if it has Spider-Verse animation style, it's not allowed to do well. Mitchell's and the Machines, was like a direct-to-streaming.
Yeah.
K-pop, kind of has that at times.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, biggest bomb of 2026.
Well, I should say my definition of a bomb, in my opinion, is comparing the budget to the return.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm when I did this, I'm thinking of how a movie that cost a lot that's probably not gonna make nearly enough back.
Sure.
So, keeping that in mind, I say Project Hail Mary, mate. I think it's a dark horse.
Okay.
But if that movie comes out to middling or worse reviews, it looks expensive.
Yeah.
I know some people read that book, but
that's a February or March release.
I thought
February. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see. I don't know how much it costs. It looks expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going with that being on one of the bombs. But
okay.
If it comes out to like huge raving reviews, then maybe.
And if it's not that expensive and it's popular and it's a February release, like what's coming out in February? January's stacked. February is the new January. Nobody gives a fuck about what comes out in February.
But I wouldn't say something like Goat personally because it didn't look that expensive. Like I feel like that movie might not have cost that much. But I didn't look at
animation is always pricier.
But I'm gonna say Project Hail Mary just to be different and. That's my prediction.
I lied. March 20th is when it comes out.
March 20th? Okay, all right. So then, let's talk about the comic book movies of 2026. There's a lot of comic book stuff, okay? I'm going to read you the list of everything. We don't have to count TV shows and what's going to be the best, but here's everything comic book related that I could find coming out in 2026. Supergirl, Clayface, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Avengers Doomsday, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Punisher One Shot, Wonder Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Vision Quest, X-Men 97 Season 2, Lanterns, Waller, maybe Waller. It's on the list, but I haven't heard much about it. Invincible Season 4, and Spider-Man Noir. It's a lot of stuff. 3 different... We're getting... a Spider-Man movie, a Spider-Man show, and a Spider-Man animated show. Like, we're going to be dripping in spiders. I think... like Spider-Man and Avengers Doomsday, they're going to be the highest grossing ones out of all of them. I think Supergirl is not going to perform as well as Superman. Sexism and all that. But it also just doesn't look as interesting. I can see Clayface being a hit and as a not as expensive movie, so it can be profitable.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see a trailer. I have little hopes, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
And like I'm excited for Invincible to come back and X-Men 97 100%. But I think the TV show out of all this that I'm most excited for is Vision Quest. Because it's not just White Vision discovering who he is. They're also going to have, like, every AI that has been in any Marvel thing or any sort of robot is going to be there in a live action form. We're going to get, like, James Spader as Ultron. We're going to get, like, Tony Stark's arm, his little dummy, I think. And then there's another one. Friday, the AI in Tony Stark's suit, or maybe that Spider-Man suit. Like, all these, they're all going to, like, kind of come together and, like, work with each other. I'm not 100% sure how the movie's going to work out, but it sounds really interesting and different. And it's from the creators of Agatha All Along and WandaVision, the two best Marvel TV shows coming together for, like, this kind of big concept. I think Vision Quest is going to surprise a lot of people.
I hope it's great.
And I'm not going to watch it.
Very little faith. That does not sound interesting to me. But more power to you. All right. Last category? Or you got some other secret ones over there?
Last category is, what's that? Movies that we look up just the name of and go, what the hell is that? We don't look at who made it, who's in it, any sort of synopsis, and we just kind of pitch an idea.
I mean, I saw a director for mine, but...
Oh, you did? Okay, well, don't say it to me when you say yours. You can say it afterwards, but... Okay. So I picked 3 random ones that all sound kind of stupid. First one is Cut Off.
That was the one I was about to pick until I changed it to this one.
Okay. So that could be a horror thing where you gotta, like a possessed hand, you gotta cut it off. Or, you're a rich snobby person and you get cut off from your parents. And now you gotta slum it. What are we gonna do? I'm used to caviar. Now I gotta eat pizza. What's it? Before we get too far in this, I want to talk about the ones we talked about last year.
Okay.
So it was Marty Supreme, Smashing Machine, Kinda Pregnant, The Unbreakable Boy. Did that come out?
Which one was Kinda Pregnant?
Kinda Pregnant is the Amy Schumer one where she's faking being pregnant.
That's right.
Apparently one of the worst things of this year.
I watched that, actually.
Marty Supreme and Hurry Up Tomorrow. And it's like, okay, I know what all those are, but I don't know what the Unbreakable Boy is.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Good, but it's funny, in the Hurry Up Tomorrow one, it sounds like a little kid waiting for Christmas and just couldn't fall asleep. And, hurry up tomorrow. It's Christmas time.
It's one of those, like, I think, feel-good movies starring Zachary Levi where he's, like, watching after a little boy with brittle bone disease and autism.
Okay.
Sounds pretty breakable to me.
Yeah, but you can't break his spirit. Okay, anywho.
I'll be the judge of that.
All right, so any pitches for Cut Off?
Cut Off it's a comedy where, it's a rich snob person who is cut off from his family, and they're like, you gotta live with the poor people or whatever. And so this, his childhood friend who hasn't seen in 20 years is like, hey man, like, want to hang out? And then it's just like hilarity ensues when they're from 2 different worlds, and he's teaching them how to be just a swell guy.
Okay.
That's my pitch.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Let's hear it, Dick.
Cut Off is about the rise of popularity in cut-off jeans.
Okay. Sure, why not?
It's not about that, actually.
I mean, it could be something as easy as, like, it's a war movie and you're cut off from your the home base or whatever, and you got to get to point B.
I do like the idea. I thought of that as well. I would much rather...
Why would you think of that?
No, because it's like, there's cut off, like Ben said, it could be anything.
Yeah.
But then there's only one garment that's called, like, cut off.
Cut off
Cut off jeans. Yeah. I can see this being like Marty Supreme or like
Marty Supreme of the Cutoff Gene.
or like a movie kind of like Joy.
Okay,
I don't know who
sure.
invented cutoff jeans.
Yeah.
Or like that fad, but I could see it being like, oh, this is when did cutoff jeans be? Well, when were they popular? The 80s or 90s?
No idea.
Who fucking knows? I could just see it being that.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
It's a Devil Wears Prada sort of thing. Like, you can't do that. Those are cut way too high. And then
I'll show you, Dad.
Yeah. Oh, I had a dream about Marty Supreme. I'll probably cut this out, but I was like a cashier at a grocery store, but it's like 1940s. And Marty Supreme is my bagger. And he is going off on rants about just like the world. And people are like, captivated with him and like, wow, this guy, he really knows so much. And Paul Giamatti is like my customer, and he's just like kind of listening to him, but like, you're going someplace, kid. And I'm just like scanning stuff. I know it's 1940, but I'm scanning stuff. And I don't know, but it was weird. And in the dream, whatever Timothy Chalamet was saying was pretty great. All right, let's get back to this. Okay, the next one I have is called I Love Boosters.
That is a story about an energy drink startup where like it's two buddies who are like, oh man, we're living in the slums, we need to get out of here. Oh, we love Red Bull or Monster, but the market, and they discover this like, they're in a lab or something. They're like, oh, this can give us all the energy for 24 hours without ever feeling tired. And they put it in and they rise and like get all this money and everything's going great. But then something happens and then it actually has this crazy side effect. And now that's, everything's fucked up and it's their downfall because they didn't care about like the science. They're just like, oh, this works now, and they just cared about money. Okay. It's kind of like the substance, but with energy drinks. Oh, okay. That's my pitch.
Oh, so you're going like real bad things happen.
Yeah, I think it'll just get butt fucking wild.
Okay, so I was just assuming like, oh, you can be awake for 24 hours, but then you got to sleep for 24 hours, and planes are falling out the sky.
It's like Requiem for a Dream,
Okay.
Like, the highs don't quite match the lows,
Cool. The first thing I thought of was like Boosters is some like chicken restaurant. I think Rooster Booster, and it's going under. The guy who owned it, who inherited it from his dad, and now he's retiring, but he never had kids, and he can't make payments on it. But it's a scrappy teens who work there. They just love this guy so much, so they hold like fundraisers to keep Boosters open because I love Boosters. And then they're going around and, why do you love Boosters? Oh, their biscuits and gravy are amazing, And it's just like a feel-good movie.
It gets butt fucking wild.
And it gets butt fucking wild.
No. I Love Boosters is a documentary about the divide in our country or the world over the vaccines.
Oh, okay. I didn't even because I was thinking of like a booster seat.
Nah.
But it's like, why would you love boosters? That's stupid, but okay.
Yeah, and it gets real butt fucking.
And we know it does because it's real.
And did you have one?
I had one. It's called Remain.
Lettuce.
Not romaine.
Romaine.
Romaine. Okay. My guess is that this is a sort of horror movie where like there are ghosts and they are remaining here. But this is actually kind of like a love story, and it's like, oh, I need to like go on to the next life. But the person is like, no, like I don't want you to go on to the next life. You're the person I love the most. I'd rather you be dead and here than be dead and gone. And then it's like, so it's their relationship, and like, will it deteriorate, or will it like will they make this work out?
Mm-hmm.
Or will they like find the will to like, oh, if I love this person, I'll let them go. And if I love this person, I need to go so they can move on with their life and I can move on to the afterlife. I think it'd be something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with that title, it does feel like a horror movie. I'll do a flip on yours. There is like a ghost that is in love with the person in the house. and he's stuck there. He must remain there because if he leaves this ghost, she's gonna start a poltergeist thing and like she's gonna do some fucked up shit. And he thinks it's better for the world if he remains and keeps her, satisfied.
But fucking wild.
But fucking wild, man.
I got nothing for a minute.
Okay, all right. Did you pick any title for this? Okay.
No, I didn't do anything.
So this is my last one. It's just called The Christophers. Is it like Christopher Nolan and
No, it's Chris Evans,
And
Chris
Chris Pratt.
Pine, and Chris Pratt, and Chris Hemsworth, and they get butt fucking wild. They have a boys' trip. They're all named Christopher. It's their buddies getting married. It's a classic hangover road trip, whatever you want to call it, where these 4 friends, all named Christopher, just go on and have one wacky night where things get crazier and crazier and they have to get their buddy to the altar the next day. That's the Christophers.
And who's their buddy? It's got to be another Christopher, like a Christopher Plummer or...
I love the idea of like 3 or 4 men in their 40s and their best friend is Christopher fucking Plummer.
Yeah,
let's do that. Yeah,
directed by Chris Columbus. Just like, if you're a Chris, get in here.
Yeah, we'll throw in Chris Klein in there too.
Yeah.
Chris Klein's the villain.
Oh, he wasn't invited to the wedding, or he's the ex,
or he was their friend as kids, but then he
made
shit his pants or something like that in front of it. And they made fun of it, and they're like, this is his villain arc.
He made Legend of Chun-Li, and they went, no, we make good movies. I mean, it would be fun if it is the Christophers, and you do get all these famous Christophers, and it's a hyper real world where. They're all buddies, but there is a secret society of Chris's behind the curtain, and they get together and they have to sacrifice the least valuable Chris in Hollywood to make room for the new Chris. And so Chris Klein is getting sacrificed. It's like, no, seriously, I'll make something good. They're like, sorry, you haven't made anything good in a long time. And they kill him, and then there's got to be some young hotshot Chris coming up. So
crisscross the group.
Yes, hot shot coming
Chris
up.
Christopherson,
Chris Christopherson. Yes.
Yep. We'll find ways to get all the Chris's in there.
Yeah. So who knows what the Christophers is? It could be anything. It could just be their last name.
If it's not the movie we just pitched, I don't want to see
it. There we go. Words. Looking back to 2025, looking forward to 2026. I'd say this was a pretty good year for movies. There's a lot of good stuff. I think for maybe my top 10 list, people would go like, "Oh, you didn't have One Battle After Another. You didn't have Marty Supreme." It's like, I care about movies that entertain me and I would come back to, that I would recommend, and all those are good movies. I would not recommend them, some of these movies to other people. Sentimental Value, great movie. Never going to watch it again. Never going to recommend it to someone. So, maybe my picks are a little superficial, but whatever. They're my picks. And I think next year is going to be pretty fun. This coming month is filled with stuff. So we have our work cut out for us in our first episode. I think next week is Primate, Killer Monkey, and then we got
named after you,
named after me. Then we got All You Need Is Kill, Send Help, Mercy, 28 Years Later, Bone Temple. There's just tons coming out in January, and I'm excited for all of it. So I'm not sure exactly if it will be Primate next week. We'll have to reconvene on that.
Maybe it'd be Pluribus, because I'll be finished by
That's true. We'll talk about Pluribus.
Greenland is next week as well.
Oh, in Greenland. Yeah. Steve, you could knock it out early in the year.
No.
Any other future predictions? Any final words on 2025?
This is our year, man. This is the year we finally graduate.
Nah.
I predict Nick gets a girlfriend.
Oh. All right. If you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPLpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and I was going to say Facebook. God, Facebook and Blue Sky. What was your top 10 best worst predictions? Let us know what you thought. As always, thanks, Nick, for being here.
Of course. Thanks for sitting through my stuff.
Hey, we're only at 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Cool.
All right, as always, I'm Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And keep consuming.